Hello, hello. I have a tapping for acid reflux. So it's not really a request. I offered to do this. So this is, guys, many of you know I love this book, The Healing Questions Guide. And I've got to find it. Here it is. So with this book, it's the psychosomatics. So it's what they do in this book is it's a much gentler, kinder version than a book called Messages from the Body, which I have, which I don't think anybody should ever give information in a way that has someone feeling bad. And even this book is a gentler version of it, but there's a lot in this that I still would edit and take exceptions with because I want to reword it in the most kind way possible. Hey, Christine. So out of Healing Questions Guide, this is what it says about acid reflux. And again, what they do is they just put a couple questions in here, and you can see if any of them land for you. And if they don't, no worries, because I've looked up stuff like the yeast thing. Oh, good morning to you too. That's right, you're on Pacific time, Christine. It's noon here. Hey, Marilyn. So let me just read these. So, and again, what I was gonna say is when I read when I was dealing with the chronic yeast, which I still have some, but it's way, way better. I literally, there were like 15 items for it, and I'm like, oh my God, they're all a yes for me. That doesn't mean it's true for you. So again, is just, you'll know if one lands or not, but this is the psychosomatics for acid reflux. So I'm doing this before I get on a training. So if I scurry through it a little bit, but so acid reflux, what will it take for me to truly accept all the beautiful and generous things that are happening in my life? What will it take for me to allow myself to experience more generous, tender mercies and random abundance? I like this one. I like the way they put it. What situation is occurring in my life that is causing me fear? What will it take to neutralize the fear regarding this situation? What will it take to feel like I allow myself to move forward without the fear of imagined consequences? I am shocked that I've never had acid reflux because I've lived a life of like, oh my God, there's a grizzly bear in my meadow. They always give a affirmation in this too. So but I often rewrite these, but let me read this. I see beyond the fear. Life is beautifully unfolding for my highest and greatest good. I attract joyful and meaningful experiences. So you might say, I might rewrite this. What if I can learn to see beyond the fear? What if I can see more and more evidence that life is beautifully unfolding for my highest and greatest good, no matter what it looks like right now? I would add that kind of verbiage. And what if, I really don't like the word attract. What if I can joyfully and meaningfully experience life? So I would change the affirmation that way. So for anybody that's ever had acid reflux, so you think about that. The other thing that I always do with physical stuff is, how do you feel? This is really important. How do you feel about the symptoms of acid reflux? That's a really good place to start. I like that. I'm going to write these in my journal. You're welcome, Christine. I'm glad you find this helpful. So how do you feel about the symptoms? Because that's a big thing. And also the other thing is when we get a diagnosis, that's when people can really, at times, if they're not managing it, go south because they're like, oh God, I've got this diagnosis. And this is the way I look at the body. Because from neuroscience, they say the body is the subconscious mind. So the body carries for us all the unexpressed emotions that we've never been able to allow ourselves to feel. So it makes sense as we get older and things start catching up, we have stuff that comes up, physical stuff, because the body's speaking to us. And the other thing that I find is most of us get mad at our body and like, really, this is happening again? And if you realize your body is your amazing constant companion that is walking through this life with you, that's carrying for you all the unexpressed emotions that you've never been able to experience. And you're going to move with me while I let my cat out. When you see your body that way, It's huge. You start to practice some loving kindness and consideration for this body that is taking on all of this stuff for you. So it's huge. So I want to go back to this. What I say is, as I read that, and anybody that's just joining, you can go back and listen to the beginning of this. So you can use what I read if that stuff fits for you and tap through it. But we're going to do on this video is we're going to tap on how you feel about the symptoms. So karate chop. Even though I have this acid reflux, and it's so uncomfortable for me, I hate it. I choose to acknowledge I feel this way now. Even though I'm experiencing acid reflux, and it really sucks for me. It really makes me feel uncomfortable. I choose to acknowledge this truth right now. Even though I have these acid reflux symptoms, and they suck, I choose to honor this truth right now. And then go through the eyebrow and tap through the points. This acid reflux. These symptoms suck. And every time I experience a symptom, how do I feel about it? What if I can start paying attention to the self-talk that I have around how I feel about these symptoms? What if this is the perfect place to start? When I experience a symptom, what am I feeling about it? It stresses me out. It makes me worry because. And then tap on what I'm worried about. And what if this is the best thing that I can do for my symptoms of acid reflux? Is to notice the self-talk about them. And what if, by paying attention to how I talk to myself about this, I can start to find relief? I can start to soothe myself. And what if that soothes my symptoms? And what if that makes all the difference? And what if I can wish well to this amazing body of mine that's carrying me through this life, that's taken on all the unexpressed emotions I was never allowed to feel? And what if that makes all the difference over time? To honor my body in the midst of these symptoms and send loving kindness. What a difference that could make. And what if that can begin today? So that's what I recommend, is start there, like start to notice, like, how do I feel about the symptoms? What do I say to myself about the symptoms? Because when I catch that, it's usually pretty harsh. I'm like pissed off that they're back, or I'm like, oh my God, this is returned. And then when I catch it, I'm like, okay, this amazing, and start tapping through the stress around that. And then I have space to send loving kindness to this amazing body that's carried me through this life. And that's true for all of us. So Christine, great to see you here. Marilyn, that's who I can see is here. Hope you found this helpful. and see you back here. Well, I'll post today's reading after this training I'm doing, and make sure I'm caught up on all those for out of the 365 day book. All right, everyone, have a great day or evening. Bye-bye.